Alright, we're going to be watching BorfBorf. We're playing Ramattra and Zarya on King's Row. This is Diamond 1 on PC, but there's a note here that was consistent GM5 in past seasons with the old competitive system. Long-time tank player struggling to tap Season 9. This game was a classic King's Row Brawl mirror, and while I'm a Ryan specialist, I don't have the luxury of that with Season 9, fair. I played Ram on defense, then Zarya on attack. Both my supports were in voice and were actively communicating with me, but neither DPS was in voice, it shows at times. I did my best to maximize being a constant frontline threat, often at the cost of a lot of support utility, as we were playing Curie Bap into Zen Bap. Though King's Row is a congested map, and watching this game back, I noticed both teams' players struggling to take effective off angles, outside of a few key moments which led the fights feeling either very stagnant or old-centric, despite the high numbers being put out by these comps. I've struggled to adapt to this new season a lot as a tank player. My rank has dropped drastically, and I feel like I'm always losing more games than I win, not to mention that my hero pool isn't favored right now. I feel like my carry potential has been greatly reduced, but there's been higher pressure on me to play perfectly, as even the smallest mistake can cost a lot more now. Because of this, a lot of the smaller mistakes I've been getting away with until now have suddenly become a lot more visible and consequently easier to isolate and improve. Let me know what you think about notice about my play. Overall, I feel like I played this game quite well, all things considered, but that's just my POV. Some questions to think about as you watch that I would love input on. Am I sucking too many resources for my supports? Could my ults have been timed better? Spoiler, I think yes. That's the actual text, not me saying that. Could I have helped my DPS die less, or were they generally feeding? What did the enemy do well that I can learn from? Do I have habits from prior seasons that I need to break? Alright, so there's a lot here. I've never seen this game. This game's actually pretty interesting. I was actually planning on just going to bed, but this is interesting enough that I'm gonna cover it. A few notes. Number one, I think your biggest problem is not actually anything about your play per se. I think your biggest problem is the compression of the ranks, would be my guess. I don't know if this is North America. I mean, based on the names, it's somewhat odd. But at least in North America, right? So, I play low GM, and I played 50 games at the start of the season. I haven't played any games since then because real life stuff come up, and I am only Masters 4, right? After those 50 games. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to climb back up. I'm not playing against. I'm not losing games against Masters 5, Masters 4 players. I'm playing almost exclusively against GM players like every single game. And I made a post about this, and I actually have some videos on this too, where like I'm playing against like top 500 players, like especially the first like 25 games, I was playing against top 500 players like every single game, like GM ones all the way. And yeah, it's super hard because our actual our competitive rank was like Diamond 1 or whatever, but the person I'm playing against is actually, was top 250, top 100 tank last season. They're way better than me, and that's just kind of the reality. So because everybody gets squished towards the middle, I think at the higher ranks it's really, really hard. People talk about the fact that streamers are still struggling to climb out of Masters or even to climb out of low GM. Like that. That's just kind of a thing right now as people filter out, and then start seeing people who actually belong. Like in my games, at Masters 5, Masters 4, if there was an actual Masters player in the game, they were throwing. Like there's just no way their team could possibly win if you had an actual Masters player in the game because of the level of play. And that was my first thought when I looked at this game is nobody here looks like a Diamond 1 player, right? I mean, maybe like one or two moments felt like that, but like by and large, I think everybody here is way better than Diamond 1. I would be shocked if people in this game were actually Diamond. I think at a minimum, people in here are something like mid-Masters plus. So I think the game is legitimately harder, right? So you're not really winning or losing against Diamond 1 players from like, as we're anchored to from past seasons. It's really like, playing against what we would consider like, mid-Masters plus. And so the games are going to be harder, right? And the games will get easier if you just wait longer. Not that you have to stop playing, I'm just noting that the games will get easier as you wait longer, and the player base spreads out more, and then we start playing against people who are more they're more accurately at that rank that you're currently in. Anyway, that's kind of my biggest note there. Do I think you played well? I sort of do. I think there are large stretches here where I think you played very. I think your Zarya looks excellent, right? I think your Zarya general game sense and tracking especially is phenomenal. I think your tracking is probably better than mine and Zarya. So I think your Zarya mechanics in general are like really, really, really good. You do an excellent job surviving. You do an excellent job building energy, et cetera, et cetera. I think your right clicks are bad, or okay, right? I think your right clicks could be better. The biggest thing that kills you on Zarya is your ults, and we're gonna go over them. But like pretty much every ult you pop, I'm like that was a bad idea, and the enemy team ends up winning fights, converting fights with their ulties, and you don't. Right? Or like the ult was unnecessary or whatever it ends up being, and that's like the big differentiator why you can't get to the second point. It's just like your ults aren't as good. I think your Ramattra play definitely looks worse than your Zarya play. I think you probably feel it too, and in particular, your Ramattra punch accuracy is really bad. Like it's funny because your Zarya tracking accuracy is excellent, but your Ramattra punch, which is more of like a flick versus a track, is really really bad. Like we'll see a few moments where like you miss like 3 or 4 in a row, and I was like cringing when I saw that because I can't imagine missing that many. Like I feel bad whenever I miss one punch as Ramattra, right? Like every punch I miss, I feel bad. Where I'm like that might have cost me the fight for missing a punch, and I watch you miss like 3 or 4 in a row, and you still win the fight. I'm like, wow, you got really lucky here because the margin for error is tiny for like that I'm used to. Um, Anyway, we'll go through the rush stuff. And the other thing to note is I don't think you play against the Junker Queen matchup well. My best advice for playing against Junker Queen as Ramattra is to save Vortex. Right? Save Vortex to cancel Shout is massive value. Right? Shout is basically the only way that she can engage against you. If you just keep Vortex, because like Vortex isn't that great if you don't have a plan for it. If you just use Vortex to cancel every Shout, it ruins her day. If she can't off angle and flank like she can on other maps, she's not gonna be able to get anything done. That would be the biggest single tip. Just quickly covering through the questions here, or some of the notes. You're saying, hey, people struggle to take off angles. I would agree, but that's normal for King's Row. I don't really know what else they could possibly do. I would note the enemy team does a way better job taking off angles than your team does for a variety of reasons. I think that like I think their DPS were probably a little better than yours. It's hard without like watching all the reviews back, but like they certainly were making more visible plays, which is going to hurt you. I think still the game's winnable. To be clear, I think the game's still close enough. I think the game's winnable. I think you personally could have still done enough to carry this. I think that if I played this game, I think I would have done enough. I certainly would feel that I would have at least a 65% chance of winning this game. Um, Questions. Am I sucking too many resources for my supports? I don't think so. I think your supports are definitely pumping a lot of healing into you, but I think that you were effective with that healing. Especially on Zarya, I think Zarya scales like one of the best scaling tanks with healing. I think that you did really, really well with the healing. I don't think that was a problem at all, and I don't think it was taking away from DPS, especially because of how linear the map is. That's pretty typical King's Row, right? You pour all your healing into the tank, and the tank just carries you. I think that's King's Row is one of the best, tank carrying games. Could my ults have been time better? Already discussed that. Could have been way better. Could have helped my DPS die less. I don't really feel like I didn't feel like they're or were they generally feeding? I didn't feel like they were feeding at all. Like they die, but like that happens. I did not feel like they were feeding, like playing like horribly or anything along those lines. I think it was a very very winnable game. Um, um, okay. What did the enemy do well that I can learn from? I don't know. I'm not really paying that much attention. I think again the grabs are killing you. Do I have habits from past seasons that I need to break? I don't really know that. It really jumps out. Okay, let's watch the actual game. That was a long intro. Spam a little bit, look for the Widow. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to jump forward a little bit. So you're playing pretty safe here. I understand there's a Bastion. Okay, great. All right, poking him out a little bit. I would have poked the shot out the rest of the ammo. I know you already got knife, but they're not going to pull you from there. You gave up stature really quickly here. I think you could have fought for it a little more. But what you really want in this situation is I want the Bastion to have to pop here just to be able to get me to off the angle, right? Throwing a Vortex here in this situation would be really effective, right? Just as they start trying to cross in, you check Vortex in, they all get stuck, you do a ton of damage, it forces the cooldowns. I think I would look for more value here. I think you give this up very early. To be fair, you hold this point for a really long time, but I'm just noting that I would have looked for way more value there. Like, I'm looking for just the right moment, like knife throw or not. Like, yeah, I'm discorded, but like whatever. Like, you can shield right now, throw the Vortex, or throw Vortex then shield, and then kill, and then like get a kill here potentially, or force cooldowns, like something, lamp, anything, regen burst, whatever. Right now they have this situation. I think this is really dangerous. So think about this for a second, right? Who's favored to win right now? Right, 5-on-5, they have control of statue. We're here. Who's favored to win? I would say the opposing team. If they've gotten into this point unmolested, I think the opposing team is probably 55-45 favored to win this right now. Now, if you were able to hold them in a choke, who's favored to win? I would say the defending team, right? I would say you're probably 60-40 favored. So you gave up a better position here. Granted, your team's like playing really far back, but part of that's you too. I know there's like a Widow in play, but like you don't have to worry about that so much. So I would have preferred to contest more at the choke. Just my note. I wouldn't worry about that BAP. Once he goes in the car, I'm not worried about it. He's not going to do anything. But this Vortex is good, right? Excellent. Get a kill there. Yep. Shield off Bastion, right? I would peek with this. Yep. See, like you're being very conservative. You should know just exactly how long it takes Bastion to break it, right? Bastion does 360 damage a second. Ramattra shield has 1,000 health, so he takes slightly less than 3 seconds to kill it alone. So you have at least 2.5 seconds to peek, and it's not like he's going to instantly kill you after the shield breaks. So I think you should have peeked more here and gotten more value out. And this is, I think, kind of the difference between you and like a slightly higher ranked player, right? Whether or not that's me, whether or not that's somebody else, is you're not trying to get every little value out, right? Like when I do this, I have 99 ammo. I want to shoot as much of this 99 ammo out right as I can. But you're not really hitting most of this. Like the vast majority, you only hit like maybe 15, 20 of that, and now you're giving up already. Like I think you could have gotten way more value out of that staff, and there are situations where like that small margin of error will be huge. I would also note like your Sombra actually does an excellent job continually getting picks here constantly. So I think you're over-indexing on like your DPS dying versus your DPS making plays, because I think a lot of the times like the first point defense, I think your DPS get a ton of kills, which is why you basically don't really do very much. Like you won this fight, but like not you specifically, your team did, pretty much without you doing anything. All right, you kill a Zen here. So this is a good example of what I mean by punch. Okay, so we're good here, right? We're good here. This should be an easy punch kill at this point, or a melee, right? I think he's low enough that it should be a melee kill now, right? 40. Yeah, this is an easy melee kill right now. So you should be able to melee kill right now. This is so far off for GM. Being that far off is like a mile away, right? And then we're like, okay, fine. So we get him with that one. But I'm just noting, missing by that much, it's going to happen again. We're going to see it later, right? Missing by that much is not a good sign. My quick thought here is your sensitivity feels too high. It might be a Reinhardt thing, but I looked at that, I'm like, I don't feel like you have good control over your mouse, which is why I was so surprised that your Zarya aim is way better. I wonder if you have hero-specific like sensitivity, because your Zarya aim is like worlds better. Like if I would say that your Ramattra aim is like, if we do like percentiles, right? 100 percentile is like the best in the world. I think that your Ramattra aim is, I don't know, 80th or so, right? Give or take. And I think your Zarya aim is well into the 99th percentile. So I was very surprised to see how big the difference is. And note here, for anybody else listening who's like, oh, that doesn't seem like a big deal. If you're playing GM, you're already top 1% of all players, right? So like everything you're looking mechanically should average out to be the 99th percentile. All right, they've gone Pharah. That's fine. So once again, I want more poke at the choke. I want the Bastion. Bastion's a huge target, right? If I'm spamming him, tracking him all the way through, I want him to force that early assault form or force cooldowns before you can get in, right? So I would peek right now, right? I'd peek with the shield. Cause again, I don't want them to get the statue and then take the fight. I want to have the shield down when they're crossing here, and then I can start spamming them like at this one time. Like for example, I want the shield to already be down right here, right? With me here spamming as they try to cross over. Even like I would say a second or two earlier is when I want that right moment, right? And then you vortex and it's devastating. But right now, in this situation, okay? So I've decided not to vortex and choke. Now I'm saving, because now I'm in danger. When they're crossing the choke, not in danger. Now I'm in danger. I'm at the moment where now if they shout and they engage, we could die. Maybe not me, but somebody on my team could die. So now I'm saving vortex to counter shout. Because again, Junker Queen has no ability to do anything about vortex, right? You're like guaranteed to land it on her, and she has nothing that can get through quickly besides her ultimate. So vortex just completely shuts down her ability to do anything. But you miss the vortex completely, right? Bastion shield gets popped, or assault form gets popped, but I would shoot this out for another second. You see, it's up for a while. Like, you have another second. A second is another 120 damage from you. It's like, no, not trivial. Like, I would try to get that damage in. Like, eke every little piece of value out that you can, right? Always. This is another good example, right? So you're spamming right here. Okay, there's nobody here. You're still shooting, for the record. You have 72 ammo. Just peek. Just like, you know, swing the corner right now. Like, they're clearly not attacking and pushing, so something else is going on. Like, your Sombra's tracking in the back line. You're not making any use of it, right? You got to peek right now. Okay, this is very dangerous, but like also potentially really high value. You shield block correctly, which is good, right? So now we aggress. So the vortex way off. Like, you can already tell as you turn the corner. Like, GM reflexes is better than this, right? When you turn the corner here, I already know they're not retreating to the right. They have to, at this situation, be retreating to the left. So the vortex is not here, but the vortex is going to be over here on top of them, if I wanted to vortex at all. And arguably, I don't really need to. The vortex is not going to do anything. My team's not going to really follow up over here, and I'm not going to miss regardless. So I don't need the vortex right now. I would probably save vortex in the situation and just keep fighting regularly. But vortex is way off, which also prevents you from getting one punch in. Right? Then you don't pursue. You're 613 health. They're all clumped up together. I don't even know the Bastion has assault form. He doesn't. Right? Keep pushing. Like, this was like mind-boggling when I saw this. I was like, wait, why are you not engaging? Like, you have to engage right there. And you get them so low, right? The Bastion was one hit away from death. If you'd gotten that one hit earlier instead of vortexing, the Bastion would be dead right now. Now you have the shield, right? Now they run over you. Very lucky not to die. I think your supports did a great job keeping you alive. Right? Right? I'm sure from the support perspective, they probably thought you took way too much damage, which I would probably agree. I don't know what that vortex is for. Maybe to catch the bat. I don't know what that trance is for, but okay. So, reminder, like, Vortex is extremely helpful at shutting down Junker Queen, right, when you start trying to engage. Like, oh, look, they tranced, I would throw Vortex down, like, right now, between me and the Junker Queen, and shut down this push right away. But you don't have Vortex, because you wasted it. Windows popped, right, you get on the other side of it, this is good, right? I don't know that I would have popped Annihilation right away, right? You're still basically full health, right? Remember that you get 225 armor back, right? So, I'm looking to see, hey, look, do I actually need this? So the timing's gonna be fast, but 650, 676, right? 637. So we've only used 120 armor, so we still have another 100 free armor here, basically. And I think you're gonna pop it right now. Yeah, see, and now you pop it right now. So you gave up 100 of that armor, and what, the 30 damage a second is not gonna be meaningful here. I think that I probably would have waited another attack to do it. I think it's just good practice, because I feel like comfortable that I'm gonna win this fight anyway. Anyway, back to missing. Let's watch. Alright, so that sort of, I think it missed, because I think the hit marker is from the ulti. Alright, that one hits, okay, we're good. That one misses. I understand, that's fine, that's a weird angle, alright. This one misses, this is not good. That's already really bad. That also misses, that's super bad now. That's even worse, because now, the first miss I understand, like, you're returning. Now, we're, like, locked on, right? Zen is the target, you've decided already. Missing that's really bad, right? Then you finally get on target. This punch is nuts! Like, this is crazy. That punch is equally terrible, right? And then finally we kill the Zen. So that's, what, 4 misses at nearly point blank? I would never expect to win a fight as a Ramattra at GM if I missed that many punches. Like, zero chance. I would have to lose that fight. It's actually crazy that you managed to survive this long against the Zen. Because the Zen should obliterate you. The Zen could just solo kill you in the amount of time that you missed him. Anyway. Ulti gets popped. I don't know why you put shield down. I think you're like, oh, look, the Bastion might be a problem, but you probably want to wait until he actually launched it to put down the shield, because the shield's like really early now, but that's fine. I mean, you survive it. I think at 196 health, Bob's on point, Sombra's here, I leave. That's fine. Like, I'll give him a tick. Number one thing here is not die. I run all the way back here, rejoin the supports, even grab the Mega if I need to, right? Come back, and then start contesting, and give him a tick or two. Because if the Junker Queen realizes that how low I am, I die. Like, what stops her right now from realizing, oh shoot, like I'm low, right? Or the Ramattra's low, and being like, oh okay, I just go through here and I kill you. You know? That's like a real danger here. You're at 171 right now. Again, there's still a long time till your supports are here. If I'm the Junker Queen, I'm pushing the timing here. Right? So she shouts, she could just run through her ulti right now and it's over. I think you are being absolutely reckless right now with the fact that you have no supports. I don't know if you realize you don't have supports, but you sit there in voice, so you should have known. This is actually nuts to be trying to take that fight without supports. I think your staff aim is not good. Like, we feel it right now where, like, your tracking is simply not good, right? You need to be leading right now, so she's moving to the left. So you're supposed to be aiming, like, right here right now. But if we watch, you're clearly aiming behind her. Now you're ahead of her, but now you're behind her and off target. Now you're off vertically, right? This is a significant difference. You should be exclusively attacking head level, back and forth, right? Why are you jumping right now? This is nuts. This is no good for you, right? Like, look how much ammo you're missing. You're literally hitting, like, not even 10% on her. Like, you see that wiggle around where you're like, oh god, left, right, left. Like, you just can't hit the Junker Queen. I'm hitting, like, 50% plus here, easily. Like, literally 5 times as much accuracy as you, right? Like, mechanically, like, on Ramattra, you just don't have it. Like, it just doesn't feel like the GM level skill is just not there, from my perspective. Again, Zarya felt phenomenal, to be clear, right? I think Zarya tracking was, like, amazing, but your Ramattra play is kind of wonky. Are we going in? Yep. All right, good tracking there. I would keep punching. You're at 400 health, and she has no ability to kill you anymore, right? Like, she has no burst left. This Junker Queen should not get away. All right, she's dead. I'm at 250. Okay, you're healed block. I get healed 400. Exclusively attack, right? I'm looking for the kill now, right? Attack, 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 attack. Why am I blocking, walking backwards, right? I also have Vortex the whole time. Right now, right? I'm at 408. I Vortex behind her. I get the kill. The instincts, and again, like, it makes sense if you play, like, mainly Reinhardt and, like, you're relatively, you know, to your other heroes, like, you're not as strong as Ramattra, but, like, I feel it. Like, I feel it right away. I'm like, look, this is an easy read. Throw Vortex, she dies. And you miss it. So you missed the stagger here, I think. Yeah, you missed the stagger. So they've got Echo. Right, you're just chilling. That's fine. I think that was super dangerous. I think that as soon as you got bumped in, I think by Conk here, or you just step out, right? I think immediately if the shield right now, the Zen could have bursted you down at that moment in time, right? I wouldn't aim for the Junker Queen right now. I would aim for the squishies. Why? The squishies don't have anywhere to dodge. See, there's like one here, right, with relatively limited space. There's one stack behind the Zen, and then you have the Bap here too. I have 3 eligible targets there, all of whom, if I do damage, might possibly die. Or a full health Junker Queen, who is definitely not going to die. Like 1,000%, I am shooting like left to right, right here, getting damage in right now. But instead, you're wasting your time attacking the tank. And like, the aim here is okay, it's just not good value, right? She just totally ignores it and is like, okay, cool, we're doing this. So, without shield, right, I have to be careful about this. She pulls you in, you Vortex. I think the Vortex is okay, right? Great tracking there. I think that was really good. You pop Nemesis, Farrah drops in behind you, she gets the kills. I mean, there's not a lot you can do here. But that's fine. I mean, this is a good hold, right? That's 3+ minutes. I think this is totally fine, right? What could you have done differently? Again, I think poking the backline more, giving your team an opportunity. But like, eventually the enemy team makes plays, right? There's a saying in sports: the other team gets paid too. Eventually, sooner or later, like, they make plays. It's not like your team has not been making plays. It's not like your DPS is making kills. I wouldn't fret about it. Like, I would feel good about that whole. Like, look, yeah, 3 minutes plus, yeah, we'll take that. All right, get damage out. I think that was an okay Vortex, but considering how close the Junker Queen is, I would probably think about saving it. But her team's pretty far, so you're probably good. This Vortex now that's coming up right now, right? This Vortex, now I'm saving this for sure, because I know that I'm going to get pushed in by their team. That toss is not good. Like, yeah, it prevents them from peeking, but, like, what's the point? 15 damage a second? Who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, now I'm just going to wait out, and now I'm potentially in, much bigger trouble. So, Shout gets popped, so I would probably get ready to throw Vortex at her. Obviously, Window gets popped. I think the right call going to the left. I think that you're looking to pop Nemesis here very soon, right? Or we can just pop Vortex, like, right here. Pop Nemesis and just hold block, and just stand in front of your team. Right? That's the best you can do in this situation. You have Annihilation coming up, so you can pop Annihilation and just hold here. I don't want to actually move too far back. If I move too far back, it gives space. Then they're going to walk up and use that to shoot at my team. So I really want to play up here, right, with block and just eat all the damage. Right? Block's going to reduce 75% of the damage coming in, right? Okay, they double the damage still. Fine. That means, what, a net of 50% damage? That still doubles your effective health right now. So you have 1,100, not including armor bonus, right? You have 1,100 health right now if you just hold block. That's a lot of health, right? With only the Junker Queen and the Bap able to hit you, you can just hold block and stand here and you're good to go, right? And you still have Annihilation coming up. Just see, you're walking back. I'd walk forwards. There's no win condition here if you step backwards, especially since you just lost 2. I think you have to step up. But regardless, I don't think it's going to make a big difference. I think you're losing this fight no matter what. Oh, soldier gets picked. I would not throw the shield there. It's very obvious to me the soldier's either going to die or he's already good to go, right? He's not actually around the corner. By the time I put the shield up, he is either going to be safe or he's going to be dead, right? If someone has an angle to be able to shoot right here, he's dead no matter what. This shield's going to be too late, see? By the time the shield goes up, the soldier's already gone. Little things like that, again, like, this is like kind of feels the difference. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's hard, right? Because it's like, I feel like there's a difference between like kind of like low GM, mid GM, etc. It's like these little things, like this is clearly a wasted shield to me. Like I see this and I'm like, I wouldn't have done that because I would have known there's no point in doing that shield. Like I understand why you did it, but there's no reason to do that because it wouldn't have actually given you any value. That Vortex was lucky to grab the Bat, but we'll take it. Poking out the Hanzo, which I don't mind, right? You're trying to walk forward. You still got plenty of time here. No need to get too crazy here, right? Waiting for supports is good. So I would have shielded earlier, right? As soon as the knife went out, honestly, I would have shielded coming around the corner, but yeah, I mean, this is fine, right? So you Vortex, okay, knock her away, that's fine. All right, I pop Nemesis in the Gress, right? I think you're going to save Annihilation here. Okay, great, yeah, we're good, yeah, we're just chilling. That's a bad Vortex. Obviously, they're going to be backing out here. You should Vortex here, not there. Right? Another, like, micro example of, like there's, like, all these, like, micro mistakes everywhere. Oh, you should have died. Right? So you get obliterated here. I would have put the shield forwards, not directly under you where you're going to walk past it. You should have died there. Your supports did a great job just keeping you alive, and I'm pretty sure the enemy team whiffs. Junker Queen, for some reason, is a fool. Staggers herself. Okay, well, whatever. It is what it is. All right, so they're coming in now. You should be ult tracking. You know that they have ult, right? You haven't seen Junker Queen ultimate in like, what, 3, 4 fights plus? You know they have ultimate now. I'm saving Vortex, right? As a reminder, saving Vortex to shut it down, right? It's not going to stop her ultimate, but it's going to stop her from getting in position, and that's a big deal. This Vortex, no good. Your team is not ready to be able to damage anybody over here and actually get a kill, right? I know you feel that way, but your team does not feel comfortable taking that, especially with the Echo up in the window. So I would have Vortex available right now. So I'm waiting right now. Yep, it's fine. I know, like, look, ultimate's coming. I have nothing to stop it. That's fine. I can trade out her team, her backline with my backline with Annihilation versus Rampage, and maybe that's enough, right? Or if she kills everybody right away, I don't pop Annihilation. I just use Rampage, or I use Annihilation in the next fight, however it ends up playing out. But the number one thing here is if she shouts, I'm Vortexing, right? But I'm shielding right now because we're fighting this corner, right? So, like, fight the corner. Like, you're very indecisive. Like, are you fighting here or not? Or are you fighting here? If you're choosing to fight this corner, this shield should be coming out when they start pressuring. That way you can fight and hold the corner. But if you're not fighting this corner, then you should be retreating along the inside, right, to get to cover quickly, not on the outside where cover is much slower. Retreat along the inside and then take the fight. Wherever you want to take the fight, I don't think it's right or wrong necessarily to take this one. I think it's a better idea to fight here because it guarantees you're going to have a fight here versus if you fight here, it's not a guarantee of that. So I think it's better to fight here, but like if there's some reason that you feel like you don't want to fight this corner, fine, back up. But you being indecisive, see how everyone's backing up here because they're scared, right? If you put shield down, I guarantee you right now, they would all feel much more comfortable fighting here. Like, if you had shield down already, you'd be good here. But now shield comes out late. Now the Junker Queen's already walking through it. She's clearly lining up the Rampage, right? This Vortex isn't going to do anything because she's already walking backwards. Think about it. By the time she gets to here, like, it's a little tricky. It seemed like she was walking forward. I'll forgive you for this. Right? But, like, one perspective is to simply save anyway, just because you haven't seen her use shout, right? If she doesn't use shout, then so be it. Like, she holds shout this whole time. But great EMP, right? Really, really excellent EMP, right? You do a good job. You just hold block here, which is the right call. Prevent ult farming. Pop echo, great. Okay, good, right? Again, we're thinking, look, it's got to be coming. I got to be saving Vortex. I don't want her to get position, right? Which corner am I fighting? Is it this one or is it this one, right? Play accordingly. So you're probably fighting for this corner, right? So play this angle, that's fine, right? Just get ready to use shield. So I want to play up. If I play back, we're all going to get hit by ultimate, right? And we're all going to get run over. If I play up, I have the ability to immediately start trading and pushing her backline back. Like, even if I pop a Nemesis and just run at them, they're just going to back up instinctively, right? Or they're going to pop trance. So, like, that's already good value. If I play back here and the Junker Queen goes in, their whole team goes in. I just want to explain this again because I feel like this concept is really, really important right now. If I hold here, okay, and their queen goes past me, fine. I counter by pushing here or at least holding this off, which locks out all the other members of her team. But if I don't do that, if I play here, right, with the rest of my team over here, and then the Junker Queen goes in, right, we all get purpled, right? And then the rest of her team also come in and apply pressure. That's the problem when you play back here, is you're not actually holding any space for your team. If you can lock out the rest of Junker Queen's team and force her Junker Queen into a 1v4 against your team, yeah, that's fine. You're going to win that, right? You have much better durability and sustain than she does in that situation because you can just go Nemesis, right? You have shield, first of all, which is great. Then you can go Nemesis and hold block. And then when Nemesis is getting burned down, then you can pop Annihilation and hold block. And even if you don't kill anybody, just holding 4 people back here is a winning scenario. So that's something I really want to, like, demonstrate to you is, like, the enemy Junker Queen is simply not afraid of you at all. Like, you're not doing anything that's preventing her timing for what to do. It's the Sombra that's actually messing her up way more so, right? She gets hacked, okay, fine. She's like, okay, good. Now she goes in, right? You're not doing anything to stop this. Again, if you were playing here in her face, she has to deal with you, right? She could try to run past you, fine. She takes a good amount of damage, and then you walk in and trade out for her team, right? You playing back here is the worst possible move. And not having Vortex when she finally pops Shout, now I have Vortex in between us. What's she going to do? Pop an early ultimate? Okay, fine. She's not really going to get anybody, right? It's going to be hard. She wants to get closer and then pop an ultimate out here. But, so I would pop block here, and I would literally just hold, or pop a Nemesis and just hold block, because I'm at 350 health. I do not want to die, and that's why. Right? Think about if that Vortex had been here, this whole push is different, right? Additionally, it's not my job to do damage. I got 4 other teammates here. My Sombra's been killing it, right? Like, my supports are doing well. Just stay alive. All you gotta do is stay alive right now, right? Like, that is your wing condition. You get pulled in, just go Nemesis right away, because, like, you're clearly getting aggressed through the shield. Hold block. Just hold block, right? I don't want to take any damage right now, because I'm going to be taking way more than I'm dealing. Just hold block right now, and then, right, if you absolutely need to, you can pop Annihilation. But in this situation, you could just walk through here while holding block, then pop Annihilation, right? Popping Annihilation now, I know you're doing it because you're low, but because you pop Annihilation, you can't block, right? Because it resets your stance, so you can't pop block, and that frees your block, which means now you die instantly. You would have survived better holding block the whole time than you would have going to Annihilation. Just holding block there with 200 health effectively gives you 800 health. Granted, there's still BAP window, right? But 400 health, like maybe you walk through the window in time and then you can pop Annihilation, right? Or maybe just buy time for the Sombra to do something, right? The Sombra just killed the BAP here and traded out for you at least. So you got some options here. I think overall, I think that was just not well played. All right, we're coming up. So you're gonna lose this fight ultimately, but this is a great example of a fight where, like, if you had Annihilation, the whole fight's different. So Trance is popped. Okay. So Trance is popped. I immediately hold block and go backwards. I don't even do anything, right? Just chill. I hold backward. I hold block, go backwards. I sit on the side of this cart and I wait. And when Trance is ending, right? Then I pop Annihilation and kill them all. But you don't have Annihilation because you wasted it, doing literally nothing. I definitely do not keep my back to wherever the Hanzo was, which could have been shredding me right now. This is, like, not a good idea. Like, why would I sit in a situation where they're all able to shoot at me, right? Just sit on one side of the cart, like, lock the Hanzo out of the fight. Like, there's way too many people right now for you to be able to do this, but yeah. You manage to kill the soldier, right? Zen on top of you, and then you die. I think the micro positioning here is just very sloppy, right? Just hold the right side of the cart. That's all you have to do. Right here. Right? Go out here. This is good. This is all good, right? Trance popped. Good. We're good. Like, this is, like, you did your job, right? You forced Trance. You made it a competitive fight, right? Soldier and you got to kill Lucio. Hold, block, and stay back. Right? Soldier's going to do what he's going to do, but you definitely don't want to get in a situation where all of a sudden you're getting shot from 3 different sides. Like, this is no good. Alright. So coming out now, a good example of, like, I don't know what the heck you're aiming at, right? Like, what are you aiming at right now? Like, oh, okay, maybe the soldier's gonna peek here. This is a lot of shooting right now for like nobody actually being visible, and you can see the soldier's feet under the cart. Soldier goes to the right, try to poke him down. We'll note that the vortex you threw is also useless. Soldier gets killed. Okay, so be it. Right? I pop Nemesis. Yeah, that's fine. Right? Want to go back here? Unfortunate. Right? You've lost 2 here. You have to play way back. Like, I don't peek here because think about it. You're only taking damage right now for nothing. I think you and the BAP both need to get back. I don't think that Vortex is going to do anything. I know you're trying to lock off the off angle, but that Vortex isn't going to do anything. Like, you should have saved Vortex or something more useful. You put a shield down. Again, Vortex would be super useful right now. Vortex here is probably a kill in the Junker Queen. Soldier's going to flank. He's going to off angle. He's going to kill everybody. I mean, not a lot you can do that. I don't really think that's your job. That happens sometimes, right? Like, don't flip out of it. It's still, like, a pretty good hold, right? They can push for, like, 20 seconds left. It's not the end of the world. And again, I think you could have played way better and full held here on second. I don't think he's, like, guaranteed, but I think you could give yourself a more competitive chance. Okay, so let's watch Zarya. You're at the gate, you're gonna pop shield or bubble. I don't love bubbles at the start. I think that at higher ranks, like, they almost never give you enough energy. Right? You should be at 80 now, not 62. Small details. Alright, doing a little right clicking. You're looking to take hotel, that's fine. Right? That right click is off, that's fine. I would just aim at her feet. Right, tracking pretty good. Right, you don't bubble the Mei, which is great. Applying damage, yep. It's all good. Everything's fine here. Right, our team, our Han's already got a pick here. We had 100 energy. Pretty straightforward. Right, good ammo usage for the most part. Right, we're looking for, losing out the last part. Excellent tracking the soldier. Excellent tracking the soldier. I don't know why you stop tracking him here. Right, you actually back out because you get a little scared, but you're good. You're 300. Right, 300 health and you're in a bubble. I would have stepped forward to kill the soldier and then gotten the cover. But I understand. Like, this Discord, this, like, burst damage, it's possible he could have died. I would have greeted for the kill because I saw how low the soldier was. Like, literally, like, a quarter second more damage right now, and he dies. Like, I commit to this kill right now. See? Like, right now, like, you see how you're backing away? I would have stepped forward just enough to make sure I stay in range to get the kill. Because you're out of range right now, and I knew that. I knew that right away that you were not going to get that kill. Obviously, easiest for us to say this in replay review and like quarter speed, but like I in real time, like I saw, I knew it right away. You're gonna see a problem later on where I don't feel like you know the range of Zarya's beam well enough. But try to burn the map. Excellent tracking, right? Again, really, really good prioritization, right? Good strafe here. Suzu's support's doing excellent job keeping you alive. Junker Queen's like, oh shoot, right? And that turns the fight completely, right? She committed to try to kill you. She fails to do it. You can't get the Zarya or the Zen. That's fine. Like you can just keep right clicking the Hanzo, right? Don't obsess over trying to kill the Zen in this situation because they can potentially return like take this back if you're not, especially like in season 9 where DPS are like stronger than ever. They could potentially flip that. All right. Right clicks are fine, right? They've gone Zarya as well. Good. Yep. Burn it down. That's fine. I think you could have taken that corner and farmed more ulti, but you already have ulti, so I guess it doesn't really matter here. So, good tracking. Really, really good tracking. All right. So, we're going to grab here. Thinking for a second. I always say for grabs. When I grab, am I going to kill them, or is my team going to kill them? Right? I gotta have an expectation that's one or the other or both. If my team's gonna kill them, they gotta be an LOS. Are they an LOS? They're not. So I'm expecting to kill them. Now, to be fair, I'm high energy right now, so yeah, I could totally kill them, but I need to make sure I have ammo. Do I have enough ammo? Not through Zarya bubble. I'm not so confident that they wouldn't have just survived this. But regardless, they pop trance anyway. I'm just noting between all their support abilities, like regen burst, lamp, and the Zarya bubble, I feel like there's a good chance they could have survived that anyway, just because your team didn't have actually an angle to be able to damage them, right? See, even this point, like Trent's already out. At this point for like several seconds, the grab's about to end, your team is still not here. So I think that was a bad grab. But if forced trance no matter what, I would have bubbled that Mei. You saw how low the Mei was. Right? Like Mei at like 60 health or whatever, I would have bubbled her. I know she has block, but I would have bubbled her in this situation. Because I don't need something else I'm doing right now anyway. They trance, I'm leaving, so I'll bubble her to see if I can keep her alive. But decent bubble on the soldier. I would keep backing up here. 100% keep backing up. They're gonna run me over if I stay. You don't have that read though. Right? They're all full health and you're down a DPS right now. They have momentum, like you are gonna die right now. So, great example of your team bailing you out. Support Ana gives you Nano here, which is the only reason you don't die. You 100% would have died without Nano. So, but the good news is your tracking is good, your mechanics are good. Maybe you can turn this around, right? Kill Bap, excellent. Right? Reload. I'm surprised you even thought about going through the doorway. Burn the Zarya right away. I'm fine with that. I'm loving that. I think you took a big risk here. I think you gotta like chill a little bit. So, back to right clicks. So, in this situation, as we swing this corner, we're looking for a right click that's going to land here, right? That's what we're aiming for, not on the Zarya, because we can beam down the Zarya. Right-clicking the back line. One right click in the back line to force them away from the corner, because they're like, oh god, that hurt. Then you beam down the Zarya. That's what you're looking for here. So, this right click is, I would say, too far. It actually is a better shot than I expected. I think you want to be landing it, like, dead center in the middle, though, like, versus putting it against the back wall. I just want to confirm. Yeah, the first right click is way off. Exactly. This is the one that's way off. The second right click is okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. But the first right click, like missing that, like look how low they are. One right click, like earlier that actually landed, the Hanzo was dead right now. Another example where I potentially would have greeted to try to kill the Hanzo, because you saw how low he was, but that's fine. Now, obviously, just chill. Right call here, right? This is a good call. Just chill. Wait a second. Start pushing. I don't know why you're right-clicking right now. You really need that ammo right now. Like, this one, like, meaningless right-click is actually a big deal, because now you only have 3 right-clicks here. Alright? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, pop over right away. That's fine. Right? Grab gets popped. Okay, fine. So what? No big deal. Right? Stay alive, right? Beam her down. I think really good presence of mind here. I think you're not panicking, right? Just focusing on the Zarya, understanding that she's killable even though you got grabbed. I think this is all really good play. I think that your supports are playing very well as well. Right? Excellent tracking here. Almost killed the Zen. That was basically like 100% tracking. That's what I'm saying. It's like really weird watching your Ramattra play because your Zarya tracking is like amazing. Right? So Trance gets popped here. So, why did we grab? So, my best guess here is you were thinking, okay, they pop Trance is going to be ending soon, and I'm going to grab and we're going to kill him after the Trance ends. This Trance is not ending soon. There's still 4 more seconds. By the time the grab ends, Trance will still be active. I have no idea why you threw this grab. I think best case, or I'd say second best case scenario, you thought your Ana was going to grenade this. She doesn't have grenade, so I don't think she called that she had grenade. So this felt like a throw to me. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, you're gonna lose now, right? You wasted your ultimate, and it's also a huge morale killer when you whiff grab like that. Like, it's so rough. Because, again, they didn't have trance, right? You just wait the trance out and you're fine. Like, maybe you thought they're going to run you over if you didn't trance, but, like, you're in good position here. Like, I don't need to grab right now. Like, you would still have double supports here pocketing. Like, you could just chill here for a little bit, you know? Or at the very least, like, okay, they keep pushing, pushing. Okay, then grab at that point in time if you really, really absolutely need to. Yeah, I mean, I want to leave open the possibility that you thought you were going to get run over and you had to grab. It did not feel that way to me, though, especially since your supports are doing a spectacular job keeping you alive. I did not feel like I needed to grab right then. But, like, regardless, it's like a BAP, Zen, Zarya in that situation, right? And the Zen can't do anything. Like, yeah, they're all invincible, but, like, they're not going to do so much damage to you. Not with, like, 2 supports there. I think you're totally fine, right? No DPS passive in that situation. You can break LOS. I think you're good. Way too much damage. Obviously, like, this is just reckless play to go against the right wall. Like, you have to know, this was insane. The second you went against the right wall, I'm like, you should be dead, right? If I saw this, there's no way I'm letting you live here. 1,000% you should be dead, right? Kiriko Suzu was late. They just didn't do damage scale. You're just lucky. All right, Visor gets popped. You go forwards. I would note that we saw one run to the left, right? Yeah, I think you saw the soldier run to the left. I tracked that. Like, look, that soldier's gonna be a problem. I pinged this doorway. Because you see him. You saw him on your screen, right? You see him right now over here. So I'm like, look, where is he going to end up going? So yeah, like obviously I'm preoccupied also using Zarya, but I know Zarya's not going to die. She's in lamp. Like no one's going to die. So that soldier over there, keep track of him, right? Ping him for your team so they know, right? Little things are very helpful, right? You're right clicking, okay, fine. Nino gets popped. We go over here, right? Zap, 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 zap. Right, we're still, you know, just doing our thing, right? Tracking still here pretty good, right? Pretty good, trying to get the kill. Not able to get the kill. Oh, soldier's here. Oh, shoot. Unfortunate, we're reloading, right? And now everybody's dead. So how did this happen, right? Because things look good on your screen. I'm going to show you what happened. So reminder, when you were pushing in, two things get wonky right here. Number one is nobody marks the soldier. So the soldier ends up going to this off angle, and he ends up, this is a really juicy flank right here when nobody's paying attention. That's number one. Number two, there is a Hanzo up here that also somebody should have been paying attention to and trying to kill. And you could have killed him pretty easily, right? You just hop on top of this, throw some right clicks, he's dead. There's no escape path here. Now, I don't think you tracked the fact that the Hanzo was there to begin with. To be fair, the Hanzo comes from your right. Like, you just barely saw him right now dashing to the right. I think that's a hard read. I did not notice that when I was watching the review, like the replay live. So I don't think it's reasonable. Like, yeah, you might have heard the arrows right now. Wait, did you actually see him? You might have seen him right here. No, you saw it right now. Now I would definitely know that Hanzo's still up there. So I would push these guys back, right? Sure, this is fine. At this moment in time, now I would turn and start right-clicking the back wall. Because he has to die. That's the only spot he can be standing. He's got to die up there. So I would have killed the Hanzo and tracked them here. And I would have pinged the soldier on the far side. I would have noticed both of those things. But a combination of the Hanzo still being alive, applying pressure, which distracts your team. Then the soldier comes over here, gets the juicy flank, forces all three of you into the open, right? And in between the Hanzo and the soldier, there's way too much damage, way too much pressure on your backline. And then everybody just gets killed from here, right? Again, you see Hanzo, soldier, they just pinch your backline, and then you die from there. Still got 3 minutes left, plenty of time, but like that was preventable. Like it's not the easiest thing in the world, but like if you're like, look, I belong in GM, etc., I think that you should have been able to make those reads. At least one of them you should have noticed. It did not seem like you registered either one of them as something that you needed to track at a minimum. Like, do I think you could have gone after the soldier? Absolutely not, to be clear. I think you should have been pinging so your team was aware of that, right? And that would have at least been somewhat helpful. But I think dealing with the soldier is also big. I don't know why you pop bubble here. Popping bubble for one right click is terrible value, right? And now you're only at 20. It's funny because most of your bubbles are good, but like some of your bubbles I'm like, that's not good, right? I want like the Zen to be firing the volley. That's the right click, the bubble I want. So, trying to push forward. Now, this is a good example of when I said, hey, I don't think you actually know how far your beam goes. Because I knew right away this was not even close to the BAP. Like, this is like 6 meters away from the BAP. This is really far. And like at this point, I would still consider this quite far away from the BAP. Like, this is what, like 2 meters away? If you play Zarya at like a high level, you should know exactly how far the beam goes. I knew right away that you are not close enough to hit this BAP. I don't know, Zarya's not even one of like my main heroes. I knew right away that you were never gonna be able to hit him. Like, look how long you spend trying to kill this BAP with a beam. Yeah, that's an eternity at GM level Overwatch to be missing there and not knowing how far your beam goes. I would retreat now. Your soldier's dead, right? You should be retreating. You're slow to react there, right? The second the soldier dies, I'm out. I'm out of here right now. Right now, I'm out of here. Right clicking to get out. Right? Too slow. Right? Gotta get out. Gotta get out because they're pushing in. Right? They know they're pushing right away because they know that you're in trouble. Lucky they didn't push harder. Right? Beamman. That's fine. Yep. This is all regular. Okay, Windows there, just LOS it, that's fine, right? Plenty of time. Like, this Windows probably gonna get them zero value, right? I just right-click the corner, turn, be like, look, does anybody need to get bubbled? Otherwise, I just chill. We're fine. Everybody's fine. I would have, see, I turn, I see, I look, I'm like, look, what's going on over here? Oh, my Ana? That's what you have to be bubbling here, right? That's the thing. It's like, again, we're LOSing this, but I gotta turn and make sure nobody else needs help behind me. I think this is an easy bubble on your Ana. I think this is definitely a mistake by you. You have plenty of time to register that the Ana is in trouble and step in front or bubble off the Ana. Why are we popping Grav right now? We have 1 minute and 30 seconds left and I don't have an Ana. What is my plan? Now they pop Trance. Now what? Right? It's like, yeah, forcing ulti for Trance is like okay, but it's not great value. To be fair, the Zarya still manages to get killed through this, which is actually bonkers. That it like holds her enough that the Hanzo shoots her in the face. Yeah, Hanzo shoots her in the face. To be fair, I don't think the Zarya needs to die here. I think the Zarya, when this happens, should have just turned and looked away and looked at the ground, and I don't think she dies because the headshot multiplier has to be what kills her. Through even like the damage debuff is not nearly enough. DPS debuff is not nearly enough to make that big a difference, right? 20% less healing on a 300 health a second means that she still heals for 240 health a second. Zen does, rather. He does. So that's more than enough, right? Plus the fact that the BAP is also there to keep the Zarya alive. Like, the Zarya could easily survive if not for the headshot multiplier. Good job getting back here to the Mega, right? Staying alive. But again, like, you really wasted that Grav. Like, yeah, technically you killed the Zarya. I don't think you deserve to kill the Zarya is the thing. Right? And it's still not a clean win, you know? Now I have to deal with the fact that Zarya's coming back. Like, they have control over the side. I would be pushing this. Your Kiriko's here, right? Push this corner. Right? Push this corner right now. I don't know what you're waiting for. You have 92 energy right now. Push the corner. Your Kiriko's on the cart is no good. Right? You should have gotten all 3 of these heroes here between you and the Kiriko, like, while you have the advantage. But now you wait too long. They're on high ground. Now you're in big trouble. Like, I don't know why you were trying to push the cart there. Yeah, I mean, she has Grav, you don't, right? I don't think you're honest here. Well, no, you're honest, finally back, right? But either way, I mean, you get grabbed into it, into front line, no bubbles. I think you die here. I think I think you're trying to force this too much. I think right now, I think I've already accepted the fact that we are not going to win this fight because we're down 2 heroes right now. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, and Hanzo is going to get LOS soon. So this is a 3-on-4 right now, and they have Grav. I don't think I'm winning this fight. Like, I just play slow and back. Like, yeah, they pop Kitsune, but Kitsune is not going to make any difference here. Right? You're walking forwards like you think you're going to win. You're going to lose. Like, I'm thrilled that I'm the enemy team. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, Zarya's feeding. Right? Like, look at it. Look at it from their perspective. I got the Zarya here, right? That was a terrible bubble. I go out here, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, to be fair, your Hanzo's here, right? So it's 4-4. So I guess, I mean, it's going to be 4-4 start, 4-5 after, right? Being down a hero is still really going to hurt you in the situation. But, like, it doesn't feel here, like, I'm not worried that we're actually going to lose, especially with Grav. I think you should have just played slower there and looked for a better opportunity. But, I mean, at least you forced it out quickly. So 40 seconds, so you're in final fight territory. Hanzo has control of high ground. I think this last one, there's just not a lot that you could do because they're going to end up flanking behind you and killing you with the soldier visor from the window. Yeah. Right, get the energy. Yeah, sorry, break looks fine. very dangerous to get that far from the corner. Right? Soldier Riser gets popped. Honestly, I think this exact same thing would have happened to me, right? Like, as Zarya, I cannot be in charge of checking like this window situation. I think your DPS and support seem to be doing a better job, like marking what the heck is going on over here. But to be fair, I mean, the soldier's making plays too, right? Like, it just kind of is what it is. You just don't want the game to come down to just one fight like this, because this stuff can happen to you. And I think that's a big problem. Again, biggest problem, like obviously you're here, but you're not gonna be able to do anything. Biggest problem here is ultimates, by far is ultimates. And I think your Ramatra's play is also not nearly as strong, right? I would say on the old ranking system, I think your Zarya is believably GM5, right? I don't think there's a doubt that I have about that. I think your Ramattra play feels lower. I think like your Ramatra's like, I don't know, mid masters ish, maybe lower, right? But I think mid masters is probably pretty good. Like Masters 3, maybe Masters 2, I think is reasonable for that situation. So I think you gave up a full cap on Ramattra. If you're playing Zarya, maybe that doesn't happen, right? Like your Zarya play is much stronger. So, okay. Yeah, in summary, I don't think there's like one thing, right? It's just a bunch of micro mistakes along the way. I think the ultimates are the single biggest part by far, that I think should have been cleaned up. Yeah, again, little things all over the place. I don't think there's a really big common theme overall, other than just like playing a little better. And I don't think this game was Diamond 1, right? I think it's important to note either. It did not feel like the players here were Diamond 1 level. All right, I'm going to hold there. Hopefully this is helpful.